Welcome back to our weekly update. I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and this is your quick look at the stories we've been covering that you need to hear about. Market watchers were eyeing this week's testimonies from U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, but ultimately their words did little to move the gold price. The yellow metal has spent the period fairly range-bound, trading between about $17.25 and $17.45 per ounce. More intriguing for some market participants were Powell's comments on gold and cryptocurrencies. In a Monday panel discussion hosted by the Bank for International Settlements, he described cryptocurrencies as highly volatile and therefore not a useful store of value. Powell added that they are essentially a substitute for gold and not the dollar. Moving away from precious metals, I want to touch on our last poll, where we asked our Twitter followers if they were most bullish on gold, silver, copper, or nickel. We chose those metals because they came up most often in our interviews at PDAC, but we found a lot of respondents wrote in a completely different commodity. The commodity was uranium, and there have been some recent developments in that market that investors may want to consider. Over the last couple of weeks, companies including, but not limited to, Denison Mines and UEC have revealed plans to purchase physical uranium. The companies gave various reasons for their programs, although both said they would expect to see balance sheet improvements. But what does this mean for the overall industry? As a whole, market watchers seem pleased with these moves. Lobo Tigre of Independent Speculator, who we've spoken to previously about uranium, pointed out that the announcements have already led to a move in the spot price. Meanwhile, Peter Grandich of Peter Grandich & Company, who we've also talked to before about uranium, reminded investors that in his opinion, the best is still yet to come. With uranium in mind, we asked our Twitter followers this week if they think 2021 will finally be the year the commodity breaks out. The poll was ongoing at the time of this recording, but most respondents said yes. We'll be asking another question on Twitter next week, so make sure to follow us and share your thoughts. Finally, in the cannabis space this week, we looked at short selling. The GameStop saga has of course generated mainstream interest in this strategy, but it actually has a fairly long history in the cannabis market. A couple of high-profile cannabis short-selling incidents include the 2018 attacks on major companies Aphria and Cronos Group. The two firms had very different reactions to being targeted, with Aphria making major changes and Cronos choosing to weather the storm, an important consideration for investors involved in the marijuana industry. That's all for this week. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates and interviews. You can also follow us on social media or click below for our free report or any article mentioned in this video. See you next time.